and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton, and today we're going to talk about an international music festival that is held right here in Hampton. My guest is Tim Receiver. Welcome.
Thank you, Robin. Thanks for having me again.
I know. I'm very excited that you're having another ska festival.
I think the last time I was here was before COVID,
Yeah.
even before any of that kicked off at all, and everything was put on pause for the whole world. And
right.
we ended up having an event in 2021, and here we are again in 2023 doing it again.
That's great. So it's obviously going well. You attract an audience for sure.
We do, and the audience coming in is they're all across the U.S. We've got almost every state represented with fans coming in and filling hotel rooms in Hampton, which is great.
Yay!
And
that's taxes for the city.
I just got a message this morning. We've got a contingent of Brazilians coming up here, and people from all over the world are coming into Hampton.
They really are. I have a Google alert set up for Fort Monroe, and every now and then I'll get one from an international publication somewhere about this festival, or a national publication, like so-and-so's added to the lineup, or, it's a niche audience, sort of, although it could be more mass market, but the people who are interested, and they are all over.
Yeah, it's a hardcore group of fans that they travel well, as we've seen like a couple years ago, and you'll definitely see this year. The music originally came from Jamaica. It was people know reggae really well, but ska is something that came before reggae,
right.
And it's a little bit different audience that comes to it, and they kind of the fan bases kind of intersect a little bit, but. We've got musicians coming in from as far away as Tokyo and Jamaica, obviously, in the UK and all over Europe and the US. So
explain how it is different than reggae, or what reggae changed when it split off.
So ska music, it started. It's a very interesting genre of music. It started in the late 50s, early 60s. And what it was is Jamaicans trying to copy R&B artists in the U.S., so listening to it on the radio and trying to play along, and they kind of came up with their own thing, which is it's a slower version of reggae, at the same time kind of upbeat, promising. It kind of all came out as the Jamaicans were getting their independence from the U.K., so it was a very uplifting kind of music at that time. And it went into rocksteady after that a few years later, and then reggae's kind of, as they get into the 70s, it's, economic realities and all these things, and, kind of realism setting in, and that, the music kind of changes with that.
Interesting. Cool. Yeah. So you've expanded this festival a little bit every time you have it.
Yeah, so we started, this was a festival in Northern Virginia, so the festival is called Supernova.
Where there's probably, a bigger core audience, let's just say. Well, there's more people for starters, but yeah.
Exactly. So we moved down here in 2018, my wife April and I, and we moved it to Fort Monroe because we live just in Phoebus, right across the water there. And we just love the space, like it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It is hard to get people down to Hampton because it's a little bit further off the grid, not off the grid, but it's a little further off the beaten path.
But at least they don't have to go to Chesapeake and Virginia Beach and cross that bridge tunnel.
Yeah, and we've been telling people not to stay in, Norfolk.
Don't try to commute, yeah.
You could do it, it doesn't look that far.
Fort Monroe is a campground, too. I bet you some people camped.
There's going to be hundreds of people out there camping, yeah. So it's really exciting. It's been really expanding out. The bands, have, we've gone from like a 2-day festival in Northern Virginia to, it was 3 days last time. This time we're going to do a 4th day, which is going to be a free community day on September 14th.
What a wonderful way to introduce people to the music.
Exactly. So we want to have people come out and just kind of see what it's all about, and then, maybe they get excited and they want to, come out for the weekend, or they come in, a following year, and enjoy it then.
Yeah. So what are your dates this year?
Our dates are September 14th through the 17th. So the 14th will be the free community night, and then the 15th through the 17th will be
that's your
the regular ticketed days.
Makes sense on your poster because you were really selling those tickets in advance. So.
Exactly.
And you are not sold out yet? I thought you sold out like that most of the time.
We sold out on our VIP passes right away, and the thing is, it's a huge space out there. We're
can hold
at
more.
Fort Monroe. We could, we're going to cap it at like 5,000 a day, but it's right on the beach. It could probably hold 25,000, to be honest, if we actually
that's
could fill
true.
it.
But you're keeping it somewhat intimate.
Keeping it intimate. We don't want to have people crammed in there like these traditional festivals and people waiting 2 hours for water and things. It's just crazy.
That's crazy. So you're not at Ouzel. How are you handling vendor sales?
So we don't do traditional vendors. We're going to have alcohol. We're going to have food and drinks and multiple food trucks. I think 15 food trucks out there.
That's a great way to do it.
Which is great. Yeah, and then we'll have 6 or 7 bars, I think, last that I checked. It's,
Wow.
we're doing kind of a World's Fair approach this year where we've got Jamaican bars and the UK bars and, German beer garden and kind of the food and drinks kind of around those areas.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun. That really gets to the international feel of the music and the festival.
Exactly. And that's kind of, all the bands are from those places already, so it's maybe a taste of home for them too while they're here.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Okay, so tickets are still available. A lot of people buy all 3 days, right? People come into town for this, they stay.
They do, yeah. So tickets, everything is at supernovaska.com. And we've got all the band lineups in there, and things are still kind of shifting a little bit, but it's mostly locked in.
Travel for all these folks.
I'm working on visas for everybody, which if anybody's ever done international visas for musicians, it's not an easy thing. So
that I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, we don't do them all, just some.
As this grows, you really get more complicated, more outreach, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we try, and the band, I just got a really great announcement from Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra. They're our Japanese band that's coming in. They're a huge band. They opened and closed the Japanese Olympics, the Tokyo Olympics, a couple years ago. So they were the only act on the stage for those.
And so people saw them on TV.
Millions of people. It made all the international press and Forbes and all those things.
That's huge. I am so excited.
It's going to be fun.
So for local people, you're going to have this free community event on Thursday before the festival kicks off.
Yes.
And tell me a little more about that.
So the community day will be on September 14th from 5 to 10 p.m. And that will have about 3 to 4 bands and a DJ that night. So we'll have artists as far away that night as Hungary that'll be playing, as close as Boston and New York. So it'll be kind of a flavor of what to expect for the weekend. But we're going to have 2 stages going back and forth all weekend. We'll actually have a 3rd stage out there for that Thursday.
Oh my gosh!
Because we'll be kind of still setting everything up. So we'll have that city stage out there on Thursday.
That is cool. And do you need volunteers? I mean, as big as this has gotten, you're bound to need some help.
We do. Yeah, we need help on ticketing and check-in, bartenders that are out there, security, everything in between. So if anybody wants to volunteer for free tickets, the website, again, is supernovaska.com. And at the very bottom of the page is the volunteer link. Okay.
And also, you and April are very active in the community. You can keep reminding people as we go. We can hit you guys up.
Yeah, absolutely. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out. There's contact information on the website. It's easy to remember, tim@supernovaska.com if you have any questions or want to reach out with any request.
Okay. And is there anything else you want to add before we close?
I think that's it. I really appreciate the time to be on here and tell the community about it, and hope to see everybody out there.
Well, I think, primarily it's wonderful music and people should come out, especially since there's free time. That's just great. But also, you're bringing international and national visitors from all over the place to Hampton. And hopefully, you're working with the Convention and Visitors Bureau again, I'm sure.
Very helpful.
That will keep people coming back, because Hampton doesn't sound like a lot if you're not from here, but once you've seen it, I mean, all the tourism statistics, once people have seen or been to Hampton, they do want to come back.
Yeah.
So you're a good ambassador.
Oh, thank you very much. That was the one thing last time, too. We did after-action surveys, and like 90% of the audience had never been here before.
Yeah.
So seeing it for the first time, and everybody was saying they definitely would come back.
And thank you again, Tim. This is very, very exciting.
That's great. Thank you.
And For people who are out there, this is a huge opportunity. This is a great international festival, and you can get in for a free taste of it on the Thursday before. So make sure you come out, volunteer if you want to, be friendly, and greet these folks from out of town when you see them in Coliseum Central, when you see them around Fort Monroe. This is a wonderful event for our city. Thanks for watching.